collectors, and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Blokees Transformers Classic Class EX Elite Bumblebee. This was a ToyFair exclusive. It was only given out to those of us that attended the press event at ToyFair this year. I'm really excited to check it out. I believe it's very similar to the normal Bumblebee that they offer, but it's got like a cool metallic gold finish. I've never dealt with a Classic Class one before. I've only dealt with like the Galaxy version or smaller, so I'm excited to see how this works out, how difficult it is to put together and all of that. It says that there is like no paint or glue or snips or anything like that needed. It's all just pieces you snap together, so it should be a fun build. It's got some different weapons here, like a giant Gatling gun. He's got, I think there's another, yeah, there's a sword and a chest plate that you can swap out, so I'm interested to check this out. I think it looks pretty cool. Packaging's really neat. I'm going to go ahead and get it all put together, and we'll take a closer look. So here is Bumblebee fully assembled. I would say it probably took me about an hour or so to put it together, just kind of casually watching TV. If you really wanted to focus, and you could probably do it a little bit faster, but I like this. I actually really think this looks fantastic. I like the little bases here. If we go ahead and take him off the base real quick just to take a look at this. It's two pieces that are the exact same that you put together, and it looks like if you buy more of these, you could really connect these all together and build out like a full display, like a battlefield. You have these cool little flame effects here, which you can kind of peg in wherever you want, which I think is really cool. So again, the more of these that you buy, the kind of more you could build out a display, which I think is really neat, and it gives you a lot of nice room with a couple different places. If you really wanted to kind of use these singly, you can pop these off. They connect pretty solidly. But if you wanted to just display one figure on each one, you could absolutely do that. There's two connectors there, and you could just do something like that. But I think that's really cool. I really like the way this looks, and I might actually pick up a couple more of these and try to build out like a little display, because I think that's really cool how much room it gives you. Like if you had 4 or 5, maybe 6 of these, you could have like a battle scene, which I think is really, really cool. So that's it for the display base. Also, real quick, you get a really nice instruction booklet here. You can see some of the other releases from the Classic Class for Rise of the Beasts. Gives you a full breakdown of all the sprue pieces and everything that's included, all the single pieces here. And it shows him connecting to the base. And then when you open this up, you know, really nice step-by-step instructions for each piece, and then how to assemble it all there. So really nice color instructions. Should have no problem putting it together. Really, really nice. So bringing Bumblebee back in here, you do get a couple extra pieces. You have like one sprue left over with an extra joint piece. And then you do have a fist here. So if you wanted to take the Gatling gun off and just have him have 2 fists, you can absolutely do that. You also get some cool pieces. You'd have to build it. This piece here goes in the center. So I feel like changing it out would be kind of a pain, but if you built it like this from the beginning, you could take all these. I mean, you still could do it. You could take these pieces off and switch this piece out. And then what they actually give you is, this is a piece of Scourge's blade that would connect onto his forearm. And then you would put this here like this. And then this would be connected. And then they also give you a piece here, a translucent orange piece that goes on the back that you peg in right here. And then you would connect it to Scourge, and it would look like he ran his blade through Bumblebee at that point in the movie. And I think that's really cool. That's a nice option piece. And if you wanted, you could build it with this and leave it on there. You'd have a little peg hole there always present in the abdomen. But you could just do it with that. And maybe at some point I'll switch it out if I can find Scourge. But I think that's so cool. You can make it look like he ran him through with the blade. And again, if you have a lot of bases and you build out a little battle display, you could, you know, put that there and make that scene. And I think that's really cool. This is a little snug to get out of here, but you can do it. There we go. So I think that's cool. Little option pieces like that I think are really, really neat. You also get some open hands. So if you wanted to switch out one of the fists with the open hands, the only thing you'd have to do is remove this gold piece and then just peg it on there and then switch out the hand. But very cool. I love that they give you options like that. I really appreciate that. Now it has a light in it, but I'm really not 100% sure how you activate it. There it goes. So you can kind of see the eyes are lit up there. It's a little difficult to see. There we go. Maybe if I put it in some shadow. So this is kind of like the Shining version for the Galaxy version size class, where there's a little battery inside. You have to pull the tab out when you take it out of the box. And there's a light on the chest, and there's a light for the eyes. Like, it shines through the stalk for the, like, head connection. But they cover up the one in the chest with all of this, so you're not going to see any light through the front. But it will light up the eyes. And it just kind of turns off on its own. So there's no way to turn it on and off. And you kind of have to just, like, motion activate it to come on. But yeah, it's a really cool little figure. I love the gold. I think that really works. You have the door pieces here. You can kind of see, like, if you really wanted to, you could kind of put these together. Like, if you just like the look of just having, you know, just the two doors, you can kind of see it even has, like, the door handle there to open the door. So if you like a more kind of classic wing look like that, you can achieve it. But they're kind of meant to be splayed open like this, which I think is kind of cool. Otherwise, you have a ball joint for the head, and the headstock system, there's an extra one included. It's exactly the same as the Galaxy versions. The torso piece in the center is actually the same as the Galaxy version as well. They just have you build up so much on top of it. But the head can look down. The head can look up. You can look side to side. You can tilt side to side a little bit. You have a really nice ball joint here for the shoulder, so you can move that all around. You have a elbow bend as well as a rotation. And then you have a ball joint for the hand, so you can move that in and out and spin around. When you switch out that hand for the Gatling gun, you lose a little bit of that articulation, but basically how this works, this just pops off, and you can see the ball joint there, so if you wanted to put the other fist on, you can just pop that on very easily, or like I said, if you wanted to pop on one of the open hands, you could do that as well. And that pops on pretty easily. You would just have to switch out that gold piece there. But I think the Gatling gun looks really good. I like how it has this extra piece on the side here to kind of really make it look like it's integrated into the arm. I think that works really well. You have a waist swivel. You have ball joint here at the hip, and the armor on the side of the legs actually does not cause a problem with him kicking out to the side. I was kind of afraid of that, and I'm really happy that it does not do that. Kick forward, kick back, nice range of motion there. Same joint at the knee as you have at the elbow, and it's the same joint that is with the Galaxy versions as well, so you have a nice bend there as well as a swivel. And then you have a ball joint down here in the ankle. So yeah, really, really cool. I like this a lot. I also didn't know, I assumed these would be bigger. I'm kind of glad that they're not. If I take this other guy off the base here, you can see that they're really about the same size as the Galaxy versions. So if you're a fan of the Galaxy versions like I am, these kind of could scale. Now, I'm sure because Bumblebee's a little bit on the smaller side, you know, he kind of scales. I'm wondering if like Scourge or Optimus in this classic class would be a little larger and therefore wouldn't scale. So I don't have any of those to compare, but I can tell you that these two are about the same size. So if you have a bunch of the Galaxy version, you could have a couple of these classic class scale pretty well. Like I said, Optimus, Scourge might be a little bit bigger, but these two guys look pretty good side by side here. I really like this a lot. I think the gold finish on this looks phenomenal. A lot of times with gold painted toys, the gold paint can kind of look clumpy in spots or look like it might rub off. This is just really sharp and immaculate. I love the way this turned out. I tend to stay away from gold painted toys for those previous reasons I stated, but this really, really looks sharp. I love the display base with the fire effect pieces. I love the idea of getting a couple of these and having enough area to really build out like a scene of 2 or 3 characters fighting. I think that's a really cool possibility. I love the arm here with the Gatling gun, but the fact that they also give you, you know, 2 closed fists and 2 open hands, so you have a lot of options there. The light, I think, is a really neat idea. I kind of wish that the chest wasn't covered up, but I wish there was kind of a more, like, obvious way to activate it, like just an on and off switch or something like that, because I'm still not 100% sure how it turns on. There it goes. You just kind of have to motion around for it to get it to come on, but I think that's so cool that the eyes light up. Articulation's great. Very similar to the Galaxy version, but, you know, a little bit more in spots. But ultimately, I really like this. Classic Class is definitely something that wasn't really on my radar. I was pretty much sticking to Galaxy version was like my main, dabbling a little bit in like the Starlight or the Defenders, the smaller ones. But I have to say, this has really kind of gotten me interested into maybe looking into some of the Classic Class, and I really don't think they're that expensive, honestly. So I'm kind of interested in checking out a couple more of these, getting a couple more display bases, something like that. I'll have to see if there are still ones from Rise of the Beast around. I kind of want Scourge now, at least, so that I can use these effect pieces and build that scene. I think that's really neat. So yeah, really like this quite a bit. Even if you can only find like the yellow version, the non-gold painted version, if you're a fan of Transformers and a fan of articulated model kits, I really don't think you can go wrong. I think this is a lot of fun, and I definitely think it's worth checking out. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.